So I'm back with another episode. As requested, this is about protein bars. So I'm going to go over the pros, the cons, and whether protein bars are right for you in your current situation. So if you've been following me, you know that I've been eating copious amounts of protein bars from different companies, from different places in the world, which has been very nice because I get to try all these different types of protein bars, and some of them have been absolutely unreal. But also, I've definitely been overindulging in them. So without any further ado, the first point I want to say is clearly the benefit of having a protein bar is you're going to be upping your protein intake.
Hey, I got you that protein shake! Awesome, I love protein. I know you love protein, I love protein too.
So if you're someone that's struggling to put in the calories, or you're struggling to hit your protein goal, I would definitely then suggest having the protein bars. Along with that, they're obviously easy to carry, they're easy to consume, so if you're someone that's always on the go, or say you've woken up late and you've missed breakfast and you haven't got time, then you can easily just grab a protein bar, rouse that in, and there you go, you've had your calories, you've had your protein spike straight away, and it's just easy, it's easy access, and it's obviously easy to take, rather than bringing a shake with milk and protein powder, and then you've got to pour it in, shake it up, whatever. You can just grab a protein bar, bosh, there's your 20 grams of protein. So as well as them being easy for you to take with you somewhere and you to consume, they are also probably better than a chocolate bar. So if I was offered a chocolate bar, just like a Snickers or a Whisper or something like that, and a protein bar, 9 times out of 10, it's always going to be healthier to have the protein bar, unless it's a huge protein bar with loads of calories and it's a small chocolate bar with limited low calories and you're on a diet or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, I would go for the protein bar. Now, I'm going to break down the protein bars into 3 different categories. So the first category being the high calorie protein bars. So there's loads of protein bars out there, such as the Big Bar, if you've seen it on my story. There's literally loads of calories. What I deem is the high calorie is probably like over 300 calories, so 300 plus calories, which is a lot of calories for a small amount of food. The second category is going to be the opposite end of the spectrum, so it's going to be like the skinny bars or the 90 calorie brownies that you can see in pretty much every shop in the UK. Something that's just low in calories. And the third one is the middle ground. So these are usually companies such as Mars, Snickers, something like that, where they've basically just exploited that market of the protein, and they've got a bar that's like 200 something calories, 250 calories, and a tiny bit of added protein in it. So with them companies, you then have to be careful, because a lot of people have jumped on and said, yeah, this is a protein bar, when all they've done is they've just got the chocolate bar, so like a Mars bar, they often just add, I don't know, a very small amount of protein, let's say 10 grams sometimes, or I often see 14, which isn't that much in comparison to the other protein bars. But they've just basically added that to the chocolate bar, so it's still got the same amount of sugar, it's still got the same amount, if not more, calories. So you have to be careful, because that's just like having the chocolate bar just with a tiny bit of added protein. On that note, if you're cutting down and really trying to shred, I wouldn't suggest having protein bars. They're probably not for you. I'd probably wait until you're at a stage where you're trying to put on extra, because for such a small amount of food that you're actually consuming, there's a lot of calories. They're very calorie dense usually, so you're not going to feel satiated if you had something else. Now, if you're trying to bulk and you're trying to put on size and you're struggling to get them calories in, I would 100% suggest having the protein bars, which I would do. I'm only going to tell you guys to do something that I'd be doing myself, which I truly believe in. So if, like now, I'm just trying to get in, I can't count my macros just because of work and stuff like that. Yeah, so for me, I'm having these extra protein bars as when I can, because I know that my protein intake is definitely going to be under what I want to be having. So you want to be having 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight, around that. So if not more, if you can. So then your protein store is always at the maximum, so you're going to be getting as much gains as you possibly can. Now, if you're trying to maintain, by all means, you can also put the protein bars in there if they go within your macros. So if you're being able to fit them into, say you're on 3,000 calories for maintenance, if you can fit them in and your protein and whatnot fits, and you find a protein bar that you like and you can just have it consistently. And I'm not saying if you have the protein bar and you're on a deficit and you're trying to shred that you're not going to lose weight, because you will do, as long as you're still in that deficit. It's just not optimal for sustainability. I just want to take a second here to say, if you haven't subscribed to me, please hit the subscribe button down below and the like, and comment if you have any questions about the protein bars, or if you want me to see something else. When you get a protein bar that tastes really good, You might say, oh yeah, I'll buy 5 of these, I'll put them in the cupboard and I'll just have them when I'm gonna need them. But you'll end up just having them over other things like I've done myself. So I had all them protein bars which I took with me when I came away, and I ended up, I've got my protein shake and I can get milk or whatever, but I just ended up having the protein bars because it's easier and they taste good. It's just hard to put the fork down.
I'm used to protein bars in general, so I don't know, it is what it is. I don't expect much.
So yeah, you got to be careful about over munching on the protein bars, which I definitely have done. Okay, so just to end, I want to say my favourite protein brand is Barbell. If you haven't tried them, I suggest trying them. They've got them in the UK, but out here in Norway, they have some awesome flavours in Barbell as well. Like the Chocky Caramel is probably my #1 out of all of the protein bars I have, if, as simple as that is. So I hope you now realise if protein bars are good for you in your current situation, and you now understand the dangers of being able to overeat because they're so nice and how calorie dense they can be. If you like the video, please give it a like, comment and subscribe. And if you want to see some of the other content, I've got my prep series up here and some other videos down there. But until next time, let's make some gains. Boom.